Hey guys. Hi. How are you? I am totally doing coffee chat at a different time of day. It's 5:30 p.m. here for me, and normally this time I am crazy busy making supper, getting kids organized after school, but it's different today. Today it's really quiet because it's Wednesday. And Travis, my husband, actually took the kids into Lloyd for gymnastics tonight, and I've got to head over shortly. And I help my parents out for the month of November. They've got an outfitting business, and I help her do suppers and all that kind of thing. So I actually had a quiet couple of minutes, and I'm like, let's try a different time and see, who's available to jump on live. Um, so yeah. So so today I actually wanted to talk to you about having hard talks. You know, those like conversations that you need to have with people that might be uncomfortable and you're not really excited about having them, and about what actually can get created once you have them, like what's beyond them. And so I just had a hard talk yesterday. I laugh because Gary Douglas, the founder of Access, he says there's only one thing in life that should be hard. And it's true. Anyway, I work for this really amazing gal, Crystal Crawford, in her business. And it has been actually probably just over a year. I can't believe it's been that long. It's probably just been over a year since I have started working with her. And it came about, we were both in this online program with Shannon O'Hara called The Business of Succeeding. And Crystal in the program Facebook group posted something about getting like a form for people to fill out who would be interested in promoting her business or working in it or something like that. And I saw it and it just really caught my attention, and I clicked in there and I was investigating it, and the energy was like, I was like, oh my God, I want to be a part of this, And I thought, well, that's really interesting, but I want to be a part of this. Like, I couldn't not fill it out. So I typed in all the things, all the form fields that she had required. And within it was fast, like within an hour. Hey, Mom. Hi, Donna. Within an hour, Crystal got back to me and she was like, oh my God, I just got your application form or whatever. And yeah, I'm so excited to work with you. Now, I didn't have a lot of hi, Donna. I didn't have a lot of experience or a lot of knowledge with online technology. But I knew I can find my way through anything online. And I can just figure it out. Like, I do have a capacity and a sense with online stuff. And so what she was looking for was somebody to work with her on the back end of her website and building programs and whatever. And she asked if I was interested. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know anything. So she took some time and she trained me and showed me all the things with Kajabi, which is the platform that we use in her business. And I fell in love with Kajabi, and I'm actually now using it for my business and my online programs. And so that's like a year ago. And then in the beginning, I worked for free classes. Like, I would build the stuff and I was so slow. Oh my God, I was so slow. But I was wading my way through and figuring things out, and I made mistakes. Like, I sent out emails with call information that were only supposed to go to the participants of a certain program to her whole list. I did that maybe twice or something, and she's just so amazing. She had so much allowance, and she never once made me feel inadequate. She was like, okay, well, we need to figure this out now, so here you go, this is what you got to do. And I would do it, and then I learned, now I remember to make sure that only tagged people get the email. So it's been just over a year now, and in August, I facilitated a really amazing foundation class, and then I attended certified facilitator training in Costa Rica. And after, I don't know what I can't tell you exactly what changed for me after that class. And I don't think it was just that class. I mean, I've been doing a lot of different things over the summer. A lot of things have been changing for me in my life and how I am. And then we jumped right into harvest. So I wasn't really in her business for like 3 months. Like I would pop in and do stuff when I could, but I wasn't really in it. You know, like it was different. And I can't tell you, it was weird, but yet I was there, but I wasn't. And so anyway, and she also had a lot of different things going on in her life over the last couple of months. She's met a new man and has moved in with him and has a new little girl, Luna, in her life. And we just hadn't really caught up. You know, we hadn't had the talk about what was going on. And I was really aware that it was coming. And, you know, we would meet on our weekly team meetings where everybody in the group meets. And she was saying, like, I'm going to meet with you individually and we're switching things up and we're going to get more clear on a deal and deliver that really works. And I was kind of like, okay, I know it's coming. I know we're going to have the talk. And, you know, it was funny because I was like, I haven't been doing much and just going into a lot of judgment of myself. And yeah, so it was weird. And it was funny because, I mean, she's so like, anyway, I didn't reach out to her before that and was like, hey, we need to talk or, you know, but that was just weird. And it was funny. So yesterday morning, she actually messaged me and she was like, hey, do you have time to chat today? And I'm like, it's coming. The hard talk is here. And I'm like, is she going to fire me? Or am I going to like, you know, what's going to happen? I asked myself, like, do I want to work in this anymore? Like, does it still work for me? And get really clear on kind of what commitment I can actually commit to her. And I would also like to know what she's expecting from me, you know? And there's been new people added to the team. Like, I think we've got, gosh, I don't know, maybe like 8, 9 people in the mix now, maybe 10, somewhere around there. Like and over the last couple of months, new people have been added into the creation. So it's been an interesting dynamic, you know, and everybody in the team takes access classes and uses the tools. So everybody is always changing. Crystal's changing, I'm changing, what we do changes. So it's really like a totally different beyond this reality business. And so we were having this conversation and I'm like, well, okay, I can probably commit like 2 hours a day and, you know, works for me that I can work on stuff when there's stuff up. And it's funny because when there's stuff up, well, she's actually got like, she's traveling around the world again in 2020. There's a lot of live classes. So there's actually really something always up and we're developing like a translation area now. But it's funny because I felt like I was so out of the loop and I didn't know how to get back into the loop. And I think I even said that to her in our meeting. And so we get to the meeting and I'm like, okay, what's going to happen? And she was kind of like, she was actually also the same. She said that the similar energy, you know, was to me, she didn't know where I was at. She didn't know what was going to be going on. And, you know, and so we just kind of laughed about that with each other and just having a conversation with somebody, you know, she wasn't judging me and I wasn't judging her. And we both acknowledged that so much has changed in the last couple of months. And, you know, I kind of told her some stuff that's been going on for me over the last few months. And yeah, and same thing with her. And then she's like, okay, so like what works for you? I'm like, yeah, what does work for me? And we had this amazing creative conversation about her business and hi, Lori, and what's been going on and what's required. And I don't know, like the live classes, like her live classes really pop for me. The online stuff I'm really fast at now. Like I can create email sequences, tags, landing pages, like super fast. And so I wanted something more engaging, I guess, in live classes happening all over the world. And I'm like, I would like to be in the live classes, you know, and kind of look at what's required and maybe just look at what's required and then delegate the jobs out or do whatever. Anyway, the energy of that was so light and fun. And then all of a sudden we chose that. She put me in the threads and boom, I felt like I was back in the loop again, like whatever feeling back in the loop is like. So yeah. So I guess what I wanted, the moral of my story is those hard talks, like when there's a conversation required between two people, if you didn't have a judgment that it was good or bad or right or wrong or judging yourself or judging the other person, like what is actually asking to be created and what is actually asking to change, and what if that energy of, anxiousness or not knowing, or what if it's just because it's changing and something different is getting your attention and something greater can be created out of it. Now, I know that these conversations might not be really easy to have with people who aren't using the tools, and by using the tools, I mean who aren't judging you. Because sometimes there has to be, sometimes like what could have happened is she could have said, well, you were gone for 3 months and you had to harvest and blah, blah, blah. And then I would defend myself, and then there would be like nothing would get created. Like, in fact, it probably would have destroyed. But now, if you're watching this, you've heard me talk about the tools before, or there's something here for you. You can be a different energy when you're having a conversation with somebody that invites them to be that energy as well, or invites them to not. So one of the biggest things is lower your energetic barriers. Okay, so, and you do that, it's so easy, you just have to ask them actually, and you can just say in your head, barriers down, barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. In all layers, levels, lifetimes, universes, barriers down, barriers down. And you might even have to think that the whole time you're talking to the person. And when you lower your energetic barriers, they have energetically nothing to push up against. They won't try to say those words and attack you. You won't feel like you have to defend yourself. You won't feel like you're resisting and reacting. Like, lower your barriers, barriers down. And then oftentimes, for them to have a conversation with you, they will also have to lower their barriers to match yours. So you're kind of energetically setting the vibration. And if you don't have any barriers, you're inviting them to not have any barriers. And then you can actually have a real creative, engaging conversation. And you're just like, hey, so what's up? What do we need to change? What's the facts? And when there's no barriers, you can get to the facts, and you stay out of defending and the accusing and the feelings. And if you, barriers down would definitely be my number one tip when you have to have a hard talk with somebody. And if you just show up and you're just barriers down and vulnerable, and that starts to allow things to change energetically. So, and we were both Crystal and I were barriers down in the conversation, and we were just like, hey, man, and it was like a lifetime since we've really talked before. I mean, we have our team meetings, and that's different than actually engaging one-on-one and talking with the boss. But she's creating our team based on her energetic awareness and the awareness of what each person contributes energetically. So she's like, even though you haven't been doing things in the business, I sense you. You are there. You are in it, and you are always there. And she acknowledges you for that, so that is so amazing. And not anybody that I've ever worked with before like that. So yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. So when you have to have a hard talk with somebody or there's a conversation that has to be had, lower your barriers down. And I wonder what can get created and what can change. So have an amazing rest of your day, and bye-bye for now.